Hi, my name's Carl, and I had a hair transplant a couple of years ago now with Hair Medics UK. I had 2,600 grafts transplanted from the back of my head to the front, and I'm really happy with the results. So when I first learned about Hair Medics UK, it was through Voucher. It gave me there was like a couple of options for different types of hair transplants, but what stood out to me first was the price. It was like quite a bit cheaper than other options, even going to Turkey, which at the time was the reason what was holding me back from having a hair transplant. I then looked through their website and everything looked really professional. It had great reviews. So yeah, that's how I then got in touch. So once I got in touch with Hair Medics UK, I got through to Dr. Shaw. He took me through the whole process, reassured me of any questions that I had, and yeah, it was like a really good experience. I first noticed my hairline was receding probably when I was about 24, which was just after uni. It gradually got worse over the years to the point when I was probably about 27, and I started noticing me being a little bit anxious about doing things like swimming, where it'd show my hairline, or going out in a windy day even. So I knew that I had to do something about it, and this is when I got in touch with Hair Medics and did some research. So when I decided to do something finally about my hairline, I jumped straight into the deep end. I wanted to do the operation because the only thing that was really holding me back was the money. Once I had the money and I picked Hair Medics because there was such good value, I committed to doing the operation, because I also know that at the time it was the lowest maintenance thing you could do. When I'm talking about using tablets that you have to take orally every day, or by liquid form, and yes, it's not my strong suit, I guess. So yeah. So when I came in on the day, I was a little bit nervous. I didn't get much sleep the night before, but it all ran really smoothly. The injections were the bit I remember most. They were a little bit painful. You have them in the front and the back of your head to numb for the operation, but we're talking a very small time frame. When I was there for probably about 6 to 7 hours. The injections was a very small part of that, but yes, they did hurt. Then for the rest of it, I found it actually quite relaxing. I nearly felt, I think I did fall asleep at one point. And you do have to sort of sleep on your back. I remember that being a little bit annoying, but I'm just used to sleeping on my side. I got used to it after a week or so. And spraying your hair or head to make it constantly moist. I felt a little bit like a plant, having to spray it multiple times a day. I think it was 4 times a day. But that was only, I think, for the first week or so. And yeah, then the scabbing happens. Once the scabbing happens, it's just a waiting game for the hair to grow back. So the only challenges that I can really remember being a little bit annoying was during the shedding stage. This was probably about a month after I had the hair transplant. You obviously see the results and you see a lot of hair density, and I was really happy with the shape and the new hairline. But when that then goes, that can be a bit of a shock, because I mean that's why I got the hair transplant in the first place, to improve the hairline. But I handled it with wearing hats. I mean, I had it in the winter, so I could wear a beanie and get away with it. So I kind of cheated like that. But after a couple of months, it soon grew back and was proper. Exactly what I wanted it to be. So I guess my hair started to come back after about 2 months, I would say, and then up to about 4 months, it was like slow growth, still a bit patchy, quite curly randomly. And then I would say I got quite comfortable, stopped wearing hats after about 4 to 5 months, and then by 8 months I was pretty comfortable with how it looks. I didn't think anyone would look at me and think that I've had a hair transplant because it was done so well. And then yeah, up to the year mark I just saw it getting...
It was literally just the hairline.
Thicker.
So,
one month.
yeah.
So in summary, I guess, I was absolutely amazed by the results. A year down the line, like, I still get compliments about my hair now. And if somebody asked me, would I go for it again, in a heartbeat I would. I would advise, and I have advised people that have contacted me through the review that I've done on Google, or through friends asking me about it and who's curious, and some who have had a hair transplant since. I've said, yeah, go for it. Like, even if it's just 10-15 minutes a day you think about your hairline, you're not happy with your hairline, or even less frequently than that, it's so worth it, because this hairline is now with me for the rest of my life. And yeah, I don't think twice about having bedhead in the morning and what my hair looks like. I would recommend it to anyone who's worried about having it done. Hair Medics UK have a free consultation, so they will reassure you like they did with me, and yeah, just go for it.